Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and insects and piranhas and stuff like that. This is the show that's about gaming and other stuff and gaming. This is I Got Gameplay! And it's a Mighty Morphin one because we have a stacked panel today, including the returning Brandon Liggan. Brandon!
What's up, Internet Wrestling community? This is Anthony Mango of SmarkOutMoment.com, a wrestling website dedicated to the smart marks like you and I. We break down and review every pay-per-view with predictions and spoilers, and you can catch our weekly podcast on YouTube for some smack talk. There's no rules here, and we show no mercy. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at SmarkOutMoment, where we analyze all the angles, shoot first, and kill kayfabe. That's www.smarkoutmoment.com. Why mark out when you can smark out?
Yes, lo, rejoice, the prodigal son has returned.
And the amount of times I've been trying to get this guy on the show, he's like, no, sorry, busy.
I'm busy. I got shit I got to do on Saturday, man. And shit, I'm fucking sitting my ass all day. Or if I'm not doing something, I'm usually asleep by this time.
He's usually a neo-Nazi. That's what he does. He goes to Nazi.
Yeah, that too. Because I like to burn crosses in my backyard in my spare time. Fuck out of here.
And also,
why do I do this?
To the show after kind of a week hiatus, we have Mr. Mike Paden.
Yeah, and it better be a good one, or I'm not coming back again. And I'm not bringing Brandon with me either. We're both leaving.
Yeah, or I'm gonna go for my own video gaming
our
show.
own video game podcast.
With hookers.
With blackjack
and hookers.
And use the theme song.
I'm an asshole.
And also, we have the returning a gentleman who's been with us for now and has basically amassed himself in a way where he's added himself into the rotation of this show. He's a host among hosts, Mr. Travis Goss. Travis, Mr. Blue Ranger, how are you doing today? And there's a problem with Travis. Okay.
No. I was going to call him Arcado, but now he's clearly not worthy of that mantle.
So disappearing from Travis for a second, let's introduce to Mr. Shaun Walker. Shaun, how are you, Mr. UK? How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. I'm top of my fantasy football league. I'm top of another fantasy football league, and couldn't be better.
Liverpool won by the skin of their teeth, so Sean's happy.
Loads of money. And also, making his return to the show as well, a gentleman who has actually a world record in terms of Super Metroid. He's a world record holder on that, and a self-proclaimed video gaming historian. He's Mr. Lee Garasich. Lee, how are you doing today, my friend?
How's everyone doing? Thanks for having me.
Oh, you know what? Thank you for being on the show. I have to admit, it's been a big coup getting you back on the show after last time. We've had amazing conversations, and I know you've been extremely, extremely busy.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to the show. It sounds like fun.
And also, we have a new host on today's show, a gentleman who has his own YouTube channel, and is also very knowledgeable in terms of gaming, Mr. Nick Enderle. Nick, how are you doing today, sir?
Pretty good. How are you, sir?
I'm awesome. Awesome. I'm literally trying to find out where Travis has gone. But apart from that, looking forward to Gamescom. And also, we have a very special person on the show today, a person who's related to me by blood, even though I try not to tell people that. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
We're sorry for you.
I know, it's horrible, isn't it? Kruger, hello.
Yes, he's very knowledgeable about gaming. He's taught me everything I know. He's literally my English version of Sean Mitchell. Sean, we miss you.
Oh, hell no.
This is your replacement.
No!
This is your replacement for the week. So let's segue in off of that and trying to get Travis Goss back onto the call. We will now go into gaming news. And as you can all tell, I'm just elongating it, trying to find the sound file. There we go. So let's start with the returning Lee. What's in the news this week, Lee? What do you have for us? And Lee, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry.
It's like you zoned out for a second. Do you have any news for us this week, my friend?
No, actually, I don't have any news this week. I've been really busy with a lot of different things, and I've just been trying to recap and catch up on all the events that happened at Gamescom. The biggest thing that I did notice though was the Sony apology to Microsoft.
What was that about?
I thought it was kind of funny how they cracked a joke at them, but then it was all in fun and games. I don't see it was necessary that they had to come apologizing for it. That kind of threw me for a loop.
Yeah, that threw me as well. And apparently, we're going to get into that a little bit as well, that Microsoft decided to mock Sony back for that. But we'll get into that in a second. Brandon, what do you think of this? Are you amused? Or do you think
you know what? They're going to talk. There's going to be lots of mudslinging that's going to go on over the next couple of months, especially now that Sony has a concrete release date now for the PlayStation 4. Expect lots of shit talk to go on between now and that release date. I'm still looking forward for when Microsoft will announce the launch of the Xbox One. I'm still predicting 11, 12, 13 because, they seem to love that date synergy, I guess, for marketing purposes. So that's my...
Well, I think my lovely brother, Kong, has got a bit of news as to what Microsoft did at the conference. So what did Microsoft apologize for?
Rape jokes.
I think he must have made a rape joke at Gamescom.
Well, I mean, who hasn't made a rape joke here and now again? I've made at least 7 on this podcast.
Yeah, but if you're working for Microsoft, you wouldn't exactly make rape jokes, would you? I'm actually trying to find out.
Maybe. This is me we're talking about here.
Okay, Shaun, what would you think of this?
All I can say is you don't see this sort of affection at Nintendo.
Yeah, they just disable your YouTube channels and stuff.
And they don't fix your broken DS even for the one.
Mike, what about you?
Meh. Rape is funny. No, it's not. Rape is a terrible thing. I don't even know what the joke was. I'm sure it was probably made something that was a little bit classier than when, Daniel Tosh made a rape joke, but probably someone's making a bigger deal with it than it had to be, and that's the whole reason they had to apologize.
Okay, I'm trying to find out what the rape joke was, because I never saw this during the press conference. Maybe I zoned out when this was happening. But let's go on to you. Travis, what do you think? Do you think rape jokes are funny?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, George Carlin has an awesome bit about rape jokes, and unfortunately I can't do it word for word. But here's the thing about Microsoft. They're just digging their holes a little bit deeper, aren't they? I mean, Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, there was actually funny, when they had I believe this is going back to the Microsoft press conference this is what they've apologized for at E3, where the one employee said to the other while she's playing Killer Instinct and she was losing, why don't you just stand there and take it? So it could have been that, and I believe that is exactly what it was.
That's not a rape joke. That's
that's what they're referring to as the rape joke, and I agree with you.
That's not a rape joke.
Yeah, here we go.
Holding a knife to her throat and saying that is a rape joke.
If it was another guy who was playing against, and he said just that, wouldn't have been considered a rape joke. This happens to be that she's just a woman, and yeah, come on.
Well, because we like to instigate on I Got Gameplay, I'm going to actually reference the whole joke. Basically stating, I can't even block correctly is what she said. And he goes, here we go, just let it happen. It will be over soon, as my partner says. The audience laughed at the remark, but many interpret it as a rape joke. The banter continued between the duo with sexual innuendo. He goes, you have a fight stick, she says. He goes, whoa, you like those, don't you? And then she goes, no, I don't like these, she responds. And that was it. And that's apparently a rape joke. That's what people do. They decide to get offended by something that was clearly just ridiculous. So there we go.
I mean, is it a rape joke if you jokingly say something a rapist would say? I don't think that's a rape joke.
Well, if you're holding a knife while doing it, then it might be.
Yeah, then it becomes a rape joke. Yeah, I'm making a comedic ruling on that. That's not a rape joke, man.
Yeah, holding her down on the pillow. I'm just holding her down on the pillow, so just saying that to her then.
Yeah, or if you pull his, or drive it up with his dick or something like that, then it's a rape joke.
No, that's porn.
Well, Semantics. 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
So, leading on from that, Paden, have you got any news for us this week?
I got a few bits here. It's been a pretty eventful week, Gamescom aside. This one isn't directly video game related, but we did hear that Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer will be retiring within the next year. So his reign at the top of Microsoft was fairly short, and at this point, it's a complete toss-up of who the next person that could be to take after him.
Yeah, that's very true as well.
Too, right? He's been with the company since day one. Right?
Oh yeah, he's been there forever. I mean, you could find these hilarious videos of way back in the day in the 80s when Microsoft was first being pushed, of him doing the sales video in his suit and being all energetic and excited and talking about how great and revolutionary Windows was.
Yeah, I mean, so this is really... Yeah, I was going to say, this is really big news because this is, like, I guess, one of the last really original Microsoft guys to leave the company, I think.
Well, if it's anything like the idiots behind the whole Xbox One, I kind of feel sorry for Microsoft. If he's leaving and someone basically like these idiots take his place, I'm kind of going to be scared for Microsoft.
Well, maybe that's why Don Matrick stepped down.
Yeah,
maybe Don is going to move up.
Oh, no, if Matrick comes back, I'm going to literally freaking crap myself.
You're going to go on jihad?
Yes.
So I got one other bit here. And this is a big celebration for digital games purchasers. Electronic Arts digital distribution portal Origin, basically their own version of Steam, if you're not familiar with what that is now going to be supporting what they're calling a great game guarantee return policy. Basically, if you buy a game and you have 24 hours after the first time that you launch the game to decide whether you want to keep it or not, and if you don't like the game and you want to return it, you could actually do so. You could return the digital game, they'll remove it off of your service, and refund the money back to you. This is great. This is one of the few things that have really kept people back from digital purchasing, because there's usually no return on your investment if you're not happy with the game.
I wonder if it includes Humble Bundles. Can I get a refund on my Humble Bundle?
Apparently so. So, no, that is actually pretty good, and it's a positive coming from a company that's basically surrounded by very negative press. Nick, you haven't talked much. What do you think of this? You think it's a good thing?
For the digital download, I mean, yeah, of course it's a good thing. And because with the way digital download is set up right now through either Steam or any source, if you can return it if you don't like it, that's great for the companies because it shows they actually care, and that could actually make digital download more popular than it is right now. If only Sony would do it, that'd be better.
What no one seems to be realizing is that they're trying to get rid of a medium, which is the physical copy of the game, i.e. discs. If they do decide to, hoax or coax everyone into digital content distribution, eventually they'll just take control over it and we'll be stuck. It's a case of take it or leave it because there are no options. The whole idea of them doing this from a business standpoint, in my view, is just to remove the current option, which is physically purchasing it, owning something physical in your hand that you're able to control and do what you want with. It's oppressionism to the highest degree, in my opinion. And regardless of whether or not they're offering refunds, I personally would never support content distribution.
Well, he does have a valid point on this, because at the moment, as it stands, if you buy a physical disc, you don't have 24 hours to return that disc. You purchase it, that's it. Unless there's something majorly wrong with it.
I think in America the terms of service is 7 days. Over here it was 14. I think it's 7 here as well. And statutory rights state 30 days. Any problems, you can get the same copy of the game again. But yeah, none of that with content.
Yeah, but you can't get a refund, can you?
No, you can. Within 7 days.
Okay.
Within 7 days of any purchase.
Well, that's good then. It's a good thing on both sides. So let's go. Let's go for you, Lee. What do you think? Good thing or bad thing?
I think it's a good thing. I think any different options that we're getting for the downloadable content for downloadable games is a positive.
Okay, cool. Paden, anything else you got for us?
Nope, besides Gamescom stuff, which we'll dig into a little later.
Of course. Brandon, what about yourself?
Well, I kind of want to offer my quick opinion on digital downloading. I'm very pro digital downloading because a disc-based medium is very limited to creators. They only have X amount of gigabytes or bytes in general to work with. So once we free ourselves from that platform, who knows what we're going to get from some of the most creative people in the world. So that's just my stance on it.
The limitations on those games is not even just the space that they can carry on them. It's also how fast that information can be streamed to the system and converted into a playable piece of content. When you're on discs, I mean, God, we still have these absolutely atrocious loading screens, and they think it's okay now because maybe they'll give some type of thing that you can spin around or something like that while you're waiting for the loading screen to fill out. But they're still obnoxious, and I can't stand them. If we go to a completely digital format, we can cut these loading screens significantly.
Yeah, I'm all in that favor of evolution. That's basically. I mean, I think discs are really holding us back. So if video game technology is truly going to evolve, we have to embrace full digital. I'm sorry, GameStop, you're going to go the way of the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs will die. That's what they do.
See, the thing is, we're talking about a medium. Okay, the medium, you're obviously pro-digital. Discs are a medium in terms that they carry data. In terms of development standpoint, it's laziness if they want to stream things off of the disc, like some developers do. If you look at, for example, Metal Gear Rising, that is actually installed onto the system. It uses the disk as a medium, it runs the installation, it installs onto the system, and you then run it from the system with the disk being inserted only for movie files, perhaps, and to confirm whether or not it's a legitimate copy. Digital downloads, I mean, all that really is doing is, downloading or streaming, in effect, the content onto the system, and it's still, once again, running off the hard drive. See, the thing is with content distribution, once you're stuck, once you're locked into it, I mean, I'll use, for example, comic books as an example of this, yeah? There was a company that went bankrupt quite recently, and they were digitally distributing comics. You'd purchase the comics, they'll be available on your server. When you log in, you have access to them. If that company wishes to stop content, or in this case, went bankrupt, you lose access to all your materials. So all that money that you spent on your content, supposedly owning the content, is non-existent. It disappears. So yes, in retrospective, it is faster in terms of getting your content to use digital distribution, but in terms of consumer rights and freedoms, you lose them once everything becomes digital. If anything, savings will just be part of the company because they won't have to produce things onto a medium. They won't have to print things. They won't have to provide cases. They won't have to provide assurances. If you read up on this kind of stuff, you'll find that a lot of the digital stuff which is released online, the terms of service is very different from actually owning a physical copy.
So that's the big thing here, guys. So, do you agree or disagree? Do you want to get your oar in on this? Do you think that digital downloading is the way of the future, or if it's something that's going to basically hinder gamers? You can do so by contacting us on 760-512-7247. That's 760-512-7247, or by clicking on the link and that's on the player and head over to the Skype button to call us for free, and we'll make sure that we get you there online. So make sure you call us to have your say on this matter. And Lee, you were going to say something?
That does make me think. Now, I have an appreciation for the options in terms of you can return a digital download and such now using that service, but digital downloads have been a very double-edged sword for me because, yes, not using as many resources to distribute the entertainment, that's a good thing for everybody. However, I am still a collector of video games. I'm not some person that can play an emulator of a Super Nintendo game. I have to go and play it on the Super Nintendo. I enjoy pulling out my physical Super Nintendo with my games, and I have to imagine if we do go the way of the digital downloads, for example, games that I've downloaded on my Xbox 360, if my Xbox 360 breaks in 5 years, which will probably break sooner, but what's going to happen to those games and content? Am I going to have to be hunting down another Xbox that works at that time to access those games? And you're not just losing like a single game, and it potentially destroys the whole nostalgic feeling of collecting those games and playing them when you were a child. So I don't know. Like I said, it's a double-edged sword. So I'm just kind of looking at it and seeing where it goes from here.
Does anyone else want to chime in on this before we move on to...
Can I just say, it's a great idea because I download games when I'm drunk and then I wake up the morning after and think, oh my fucking god, what have I bought?
Impulse buying. Yeah, I've done a lot of odd impulse buys. So, like, if the next day I'm like, I'm not going to play this stupid thing. What the...
That's also a true hint. Nick, do you want to have a last say on this before we move on?
Yeah, there's something I would like to say. Like, a lot of you guys, I do collect physical copies of games as well as digital. But one of the reasons why I do digital primarily is when you have someone who has like a low income or they're living paycheck to paycheck, sometimes the digital sales do work for you, and the fact that you can get a game cheaper than if you could in the store, and that's beneficial to the gamer sometimes. But I do try to buy a physical copy first, but I do like the idea of having the return, because if I spend money on a digital download that I'm not going to play and I don't like it, then that's going to be a lot better than having to drive back, 20, 40 minutes to a store.
Again, it's very true. There's loads of positives and negatives in terms of this matter, and in regards to this, there has to be a lot of things that will need to be put in place to help and aid people make that choice to actually switch over to digital downloads. And in terms of those who collect it, those types of games, there probably still will be a way for people to actually get a physical copy of the game to add to their collection. And as like most of you on here, I'm a collector myself, so I would like to have that physical copy on me. But sometimes it is kind of easier for me to get a digital download because you feel like, you don't have to run to the store, you don't have to barter for it, you don't have to go in there and grab this, and this. If the disc messes up, you don't have to go all the way back to the store in order to return it. So there are a lot of positives and negatives in terms of digital downloads. But moving on from that, let's quickly go on to Travis. Travis, you got any news for us?
I didn't even give my news story yet, though, bro.
You said you wanted to...
I was just giving...
Apologies.
I was just giving an opinion on something. Exactly.
Apologies.
Yeah, you damn right you better apologize. All right. So, my news story of the week is, if you've probably heard, Grand Theft Auto 5 has leaked out on the PlayStation Network. To select PlayStation Network regions, I think it was Europe, was one of them. Of course, nothing this cool happens in America. It was about an 18-gigabyte download, heavily encrypted, so no actual gameplay was actually revealed to anybody yet, all except for a loading screen. But one major nugget that the internet sleuth has found, the soundtrack. And that's my favorite part of any Grand Theft Auto game, is the soundtrack, featuring such great hits as Gin and Juice, Still Dre, The Next Episode, NWA's Gangsta Gangsta, Foreigner, Rick James, Queen. They had Party All the Time by Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
I am like raging hard on for this game already. The fact that the soundtrack just got leaked, I'm like, I can't wait, man. I'm gonna like cryogenically freeze myself until September.
What Queen song is
fast enough? What is that?
I love that song. My girl wants to party all the time. Party all the time.
It's on here too. I mean, like, just you name it, it's on there. They got a lot of Kendrick Lamar too. There's like 3 different Kendrick Lamar tracks. So you can clearly tell what they're bumping in the Rockstar office now. Girl.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. Now go on, man.
No, I was going to say, I was doing my shitty Kendrick Lamar impersonation. Sony came out, they said it was all their bad. What did they say? The exact. They just said, sorry. Blah, 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 blah. No, they didn't really give any reason for it. They just said, we're sorry. It was our bad. I want to know more. How this was leaked.
I want to know
literally
how
just some guy.
Sony's bad.
Yeah, I just want to know. It's like, is this some guy accidentally just posting the full Grand Theft Auto 5 online? Just slipped his mind, or is, an intentional leak to leak it out there for the internet to get a hold of before it comes out and maybe expose something that might be wrong with this game?
That's what I was thinking. It sounds like a PR campaign, like a dress slip or something to get their name in the news, get people talking about them.
I believe
he said, stroking his beard menacingly.
I believe
Well, yeah, it makes you think, but...
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No. I'm stoked. That soundtrack's going to be awesome. I can't wait to play this game. I can't wait for the multiplayer that's going to have its own separate game. I'm like jerking off to this game right now.
It does sound pretty awesome.
Dude, I'm telling you, I might not, I won't need an Xbox One or PS4 because of Grand Theft Auto 5. That's basically it. I'm not getting my Xbox One, PS4 until at least 6 to 10 months after launch.
We need the I Got Gameplay Mafia. We basically need to get our own variations of this game, own versions, get together, and then just start, slapping bitches and robbing banks. That's what we need.
Yeah, I mean, we could just run the streets of Los Santos like as a straight up gang.
I'm all for
That's what we
can
can do.
Like Mafia.
I don't think people really have scratched the surface of what you can do in this game because it's not out for general consumption yet.
Actually, you know what'd be awesome? Do you know what'd be awesome? If they actually had labs in Grand Theft Auto and people could be like cooking up different drugs and you get bonus points and stuff, and then deal with those drugs.
Oh God!
I think he's just had an orgasm.
My brain is going into shutdown mode because I don't know how to process all the awesome information that I'm getting.
Well, I've just got to say, rest in peace, Breaking Bad. That was just a reference for that show.
Oh, please! I didn't see last week's episode, so.
Yeah, you could just see it, like Brandon's avatar coming out with his underpants and some goggles outside of a truck for no reason whatsoever.
Awesome.
Anything else for us?
That's what I'm going to play at Comic-Con this year as Walter White. I'm going to shave my head and everything.
Awesome.
No, not really.
Aren't you going to need a Kenny to come with you? You're going to have to find someone.
Just find some druggie on the floor somewhere and just come on, you want to go to Comic-Con?
Come on, it'll be a good time.
Yeah, I'll buy you a Burger King, just shut your mouth.
They have punch and pie.
Punch and pie.
I will say that
go on, mate.
Even though how cool it is that they're using all these, interesting selection of songs that they're putting in these Grand Theft Auto games, I still really enjoyed the kind of underground, not known music that was found in Grand Theft Auto 3. I think they should really try hard to throw a mixture of some, famous stuff, and then they should throw some, underground stuff in there too, make it feel a little bit more realistic.
Well, there is that. There's a lot of stuff on a punk station that, unless you've had really extensive knowledge of punk rock, you wouldn't really know a whole lot about. So you'll hear some stuff that's on there. There's some stuff that I haven't heard of. Plenty of stuff that I haven't heard of on here. Like SK Club, don't know what that is. That may be something you guys have over there, but not. I heard of Zombie Nation. There's a lot of stuff on here. I'm telling you, there's going to be a little bit of something for everybody on this soundtrack. I think.
Well, don't
especially if you love Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
what?
Kendrick Lamar's all you guys.
Okay, hey, I like Kendrick Lamar, so.
I do and I don't.
Apparently, the people at Rockstar do. There's going to be Hall & Oates on this soundtrack too. Literally, what else can you find? Waylon Jennings, Kendrick Lamar, Tupac, and Hall & Oates on the same soundtrack. Only Grand Theft Auto.
Very true.
Amen to that.
So anything else you got for us, Brandon?
Nothing. That was about it. I blew my load on the Sony story.
So Nick, what about you? You got any news for us?
Anything of interest of news-wise, or about the topic you guys talking about?
Bit of both. If you want to talk about the topic that we're talking about and then go into the news.
All right, sorry, I had a little bit cut out on my side. Actually, with Grand Theft Auto, the new one, I'm not all that interested in it because it just kind of has been feeling like they just take the same story and just rehash each game. In terms of the soundtracks, though, that's why I love playing it on PC because if you do play it, you can just put your MP3s and your music player and listen to what you want on the radio.
But then how do you expand your musical grasp? If you're just playing the same stuff. If you're talking about rehashing stuff, you're just rehashing the same CDs you've been listening to all the time, man.
Yeah!
I listen to certain type of music because I'm 60% deaf, so I can't listen to certain forms of music, and I can't understand it. It's like people listen to death metal, thrash, that stuff. I can't listen to it because I can't hear it. So I do try to look for other types of music, like on YouTube or what people tell me about. But there's just some stuff with the music that they put on Grand Theft Auto. It just doesn't do anything for me.
That was like the big selling point for the original Xbox. I remember all my friends at the time when they went and bought an Xbox, like, look, I can play a game and I can listen to my CDs off the hard drive. So that doesn't surprise me at all.
So, Nick, you got anything on us for news specifically?
The other thing, news-wise, that I've seen that I've liked, and I've been trying to see if it was this week, is where Sony's actually cutting the price on the Vita down to $199, which is really great for a handheld gamer like myself, because I like the lower prices of the systems.
I think we all like the lower prices.
We just need some games for it, though.
Since they really want to push the Vita with the PS4, what if they charged an extra bundle or extra $100 on a bundle and gave you a PS Vita?
I'd buy it.
Exactly. I think everybody in this panel would probably buy that.
Apparently, there is a rumor coming from Gamescom that they will be bundling the system with the PS4, but we'll go into that when we do the Gamescom news. So, yeah, is that everybody? Is there anyone else I've missed in terms of news? Shaun?
No. I have a guide to do with me. I'm very ill prepared.
Oh, shame on you. Travis?
Actually, I have one. It's everybody knows about Shadow of the Internals. That is supposed to be the spiritual successor to Eternal Darkness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, their second Kickstarter failed.
Ooh.
Yeah, the second Kickstarter campaign for spiritual successor to Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem, failed. Shadow of the Internals from Precursor Games was seeking $750,000 in funds through Kickstarter, but ran out of time before reaching $400,000.
Wow. Ouch. Well, they should have just hired Zach Braff to get people on it. They probably would have given him $2 million that way. Anybody want to talk on this, or shall we move on to our fascinating Gamescom news? And I think we want to move on to the...
I got nothing else, man.
So let's quickly...
I was shoving food in my mouth.
Let's run over to basically what the show is about as we segue onto Gamescom. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've had some extremely amazing news coming from Gamescom this week, which took place from Cologne, Germany. Basically, this was the conference that everybody was going to be using to round off about their system, finalize plans in order to get release dates out there and get the systems sort of given the final pitch, so to speak. So I know the majority of this panel hasn't had time to sort of look at this because Gamescom is a new thing. So I forgive everybody who hasn't taken a look at this this conference. I had to work really hard in order to get as much information as I could on this. So let's go on to the top 10 things that came from the Sony press conference, including Little Big Planet Hub has been announced by Sony. It's a free tool that gives you all the usual creation tools and crafting items you're used to for the series, and it's coming soon to PS3. So what do you guys think of that? We'll start with you, Travis.
Well, I've never played Minecraft before, but I've actually seen it. I've actually went to this friend's house who his son was playing it, and it looks okay. I'm actually surprised that it hasn't been out on the Sony system till its announcement. I'll give it a shot. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah. What about you, Mike? What do you think about it? Are you a little bit behind it, Flan, or not so much?
Minecraft?
No, Little Big Planet. It's I wouldn't even call it Minecraft. It's like a little puppet that you go around through levels, and apparently loads of people enjoy it. It's got a lot of excitement going from people. And
like a boy. Yeah, I've seen people playing Little Big Planet. It seems like a nice pack-in game. Nice little simple title for the Sony PlayStation head, which, it doesn't really have much of. Most Sony games are complicated as hell. Like, you're not going to get grandpa or a little kid to come in and play majority of the games that you would have on a Sony system. So, I guess it fills that void, but anything besides that, that's never appealed to me. I mean, the last Sony system I had was the PS2, and, yeah, I don't know nothing about it.
Okay, so desperate to get rid of the Vita, as they've said on this, which I disagree. I think it's a nice little console, but sort of desperate to get people using it and to trigger what this thing can actually do. They've reduced the price, as been actually stated in the news panel here, to €199, $199, and £149 over here. And there was also rumoured to be a Vita PlayStation 4 bundle on the horizon. So, what do you think of that, Travis?
I'm still on the fence about it. No, I'm kidding. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Obviously, being someone who purchased the Vita from day one, I really do hope to get more use out of it, hence my comment a little while ago about releasing more games.
Yeah.
But it really does look like they're going to spin this off as a interface for the PS4 in that you can play your PS4s off your Vita while you're moving around, so it's an extra screen. I'm hoping that's not going to make Vita games redundant. I really do want to see more titles for the Vita, but let's see what the future holds. Currently, Nintendo are kicking the handheld console market's ass in regards to what they're doing. I mean, obviously, there isn't that much going on this year in terms of the 3DS, but it's a whole lot more in terms of their catalog than what the Vita's got to show. But let's see what happens.
As a big fan of toilet gaming, I approve.
Hear, hear.
So what about you, Nick? What do you think of this?
Well, I'm actually interested, because you guys are talking about a PS4 and a Vita bundle, that'd be awesome, because I would like to be able to play some of the games on the PS4, but I really want to see some good, solid RPGs out more than anything else. And if they could do that, and I could transfer RPGs between one system to the other, I'd be all for it.
What about you, Brandon? Well, you've been a bit quiet on this, probably because you're stuffing your face. What do you think?
Yes, I'm stuffing my face with food. Hang on. Look, as someone who really hasn't totally made up their mind as to what console they're going to buy, if I had $499 or $500 and I saw an Xbox One and a PS4 Vita bundle, I would absolutely go with the PS Vita because you're getting more game from your money. Too bad Microsoft doesn't have a handheld like that they can bundle in with their console. They only have the Kinect.
Well, they have the Zune.
They have a Zune too.
They have the Surface as well.
They have Surface, but you're not giving you a tablet with your Xbox One purchase, though.
That'd be awesome. Free iPad with every purchase. I think people would buy it. What about you, Mike? What do you think of this?
About the Vita pack-in?
Yeah.
I think it's one of the smartest things they could do. I mean, there's really not that much hype going into this next generation. I mean, I'm not saying it's not existent, but just thinking about the anticipation of releases in past generations. I mean, when people were super excited for even just the Wii or the original PlayStation or the frickin' Super Nintendo, people were, discussing and well, I mean, people discuss it now because everyone's a freaking internet expert, but everywhere you went, when we were in school or whether you were at work or whether you're just hanging out at a store or whether you're playing in a park, conversations would always come up like, oh my god, I can't wait to play this, can't wait to play that. That's just like, meh. Like Brandon was saying before, I'll just play Grand Theft Auto PS5 until I'm ready to buy a new one. No big deal. And that seems to be an attitude a lot of people have. No one's rushing to get these systems. I mean, you got a few people who are like, yeah, I'm okay. I have enough money. I might as well buy it because it's there. But that's the only reason. They're not like, oh my god, I can't wait to have this system. Is it 3 weeks from now? Yeah, it's not like that episode of South Park where Cartman couldn't wait for the Nintendo system to come out, so he tried to freeze himself so he would come back in time for when the system was out. No one's going to be doing that for a PS4 or an Xbox. So they really need to try to do everything they can to build up that anticipation. And I think doing a cool little pack-in promotion like that, A, it does that, and B, it kind of spills. So you want to talk about lack of anticipation for the PS4, there's even less for the Vita. So it helps bring a little bit of that love that's going towards the PS4 over to the Vita as well.
Well, it allows the two consoles to interface as well. And as my brother so aptly put it, you've got a single games console and also a nice little addition to the PS4 that interlinks. It does what the Wii U tablet does, but better, in a sense, because it allows you to go anywhere in the house. I believe it has a lot more distance in comparison. You can actually go out in the garden and play this thing.
Better than that, and on top of that, it's multi-touch, unlike the Nintendo's singular touch tablet. But anyway.
So it does everything that does, but gives you an extra little bonus with it as well at the same time. It's a good idea. Hopefully, Sony doesn't sway from this at the last minute and that they actually make a good call on this, because I think this would be a game changer.
Indeed.
So let's move on. A musical festival simulator. It's called Game Big Fest. Is heading to the PS Vita with large crowds and the ability to create and promote bands in the touring circuit. You can build the park, visit friends festivals, and the more on your quest of being the world's great music promoter. Brandon, I know you love music. What do you think of this?
I had myself muted. Yeah, this sounds like a pretty interesting idea. This is the first time I'm hearing about this. Certainly Rock Band was a huge thing, so people want to play music games on it. I can't wait to start all my legendary festivals now. I'm going to have so many vulgar festivals, it's not even going to be funny.
What about you, Lee? What do you think of this?
That's 2013. Coming to a PS Vita near you.
Everyone's just totally high. Yeah, go on, Lee.
I actually never heard anything about that yet, but I mean, it sounds like another way for people to kind of experience that whole rock star thing, and it could potentially lead to some artistic collaborations or creations with people getting together and maybe discovering something that you like that you never knew existed.
I'm looking at the game. It doesn't appear to be anything like a music rhythm type game. It's not like a Parappa the Rapper or like a Rock Band. It actually looks very similar to like a Roller Coaster Tycoon or something like that.
Sim theme park.
Yeah.
Sim concert.
Concert promotional manager 2013.
But again, being a big fan of like the sort of manager simulators and stuff, I would probably pick this game up.
Oh, I am too, and I'm a big music guy as well. That's why when I heard you talking about it, I was like, really? I hadn't heard anything about this. Now I'm investigating it. It totally has piqued my interest.
Yeah, and it's something as well. It's very clever that they're introducing this to the Vita instead of actually introducing it onto the PlayStation 3 or PS4s. I think it's a way to sort of get people to go onto the console to check this out and see. And to attract fans, especially of these types of genre of games, because people are fans of like The Sims, they're fans of, as Brandon put it, Football Manager sim games. So something like this would be very, very appealing. And again, as someone who loves this sort of games, it's extremely appealing to me. And as I said, if they do go through with the PS4 Vita bundle, I would totally buy this game with it as well. What about you, Travis?
Yeah, I think that's something I definitely would look into. Who doesn't love music? I mean, the person who loves music and has the system, I'm sure this is something they would definitely want to check out.
Very much so. What about you, Shaun?
About what now? About the music game or about the Vita bundle?
We'll put your take on both.
Well, if PlayStation do it properly, if Sony do it properly, unlike they did with the PlayStation Move, I can see it doing well, the bundle. Otherwise, it's just going to be a clone of the Wii U. And about this music game, I'm not interested.
And lastly, Nick.
It does not sound appealing to me whatsoever. Maybe it's just me, but this is not my style.
Okay, moving on. Pre-orders on Grand Theft Auto 5 will receive a PS3 Super Slim bundle. The pack includes a 500GB PS3 Super Slim, 75% off any Rockstar game, and a headset. Pretty good deal.
Wait, did you say if you pre-order Grand Theft Auto, you get a free PS3?
You get a free Super Slim bundle, yep.
What?
That's what it says here.
You pre-order a game, you get a free system?
Yep.
That doesn't sound economical.
No,
I think
get rid
you
of
pre-order
all.
the bundle. I think that's what it was. If you pre-order the bundle.
That's what it says there. I'm sitting there going through the play-by-play at this point in time, and it actually says, pre-orders on Grand Theft Auto 5 will receive a PS3 Super Slim bundle. And it includes a 500GB PS3 Super Slim, 75% off any Rockstar game and headset, and pretty good deal if you don't want a PS4. And this is what it says. We're looking at the articles as well. So there you go. I'm actually linking you to the article that I'm looking at. There. So we'll segue off of that for a bit, because it's... Actually, no, let's talk about this a little bit.
This is enormous. Pre-order a game and get a freaking PlayStation? What?
Let's talk...
I don't own a PlayStation 3, so hell, I might go pre-order it.
But again, could it be the limited edition versions? It could be like the ones that you're getting for $100 or so forth. But it's still a good deal.
Interesting.
Because I'm looking at this and I'm just like, wow. A free console with a game.
I personally think this is an indication that the Super Slim didn't sell. So, like, we need to get rid of this shit. Bundle it in with Grand Theft Auto.
But I think it's the versions that are actually available on the PS3, by the way. So, but yeah, no, that's awesome. But he could be right. It could be the fact that these consoles are not selling, so they're trying to find a way to shift them. But they're probably going to be making a huge loss on them by doing this. What do you think, Brandon?
I think you got that wrong. I really think you interpreted that wrong.
Check it.
Because this does not seem like a... I'm telling you, I'm just...
Give him the woodland. Give him the woodland. Give him the woodland.
I just don't really...
I'm Googling. I can't find nothing about this, but...
Let me give you the link, because it's from a British magazine over here.
Which could be trash.
Maybe it's only something...
Which could be trash.
Maybe it's only something people are getting. That definitely doesn't sound like any deal that they would go on. A sensible American company would give you.
Or a sensible Japanese company, but, you know, it's Sony.
Okay.
What about you, Travis? What do you think?
Well, I know there's the article that they're trying to say in the article is you actually have to pre-order the whole bundle itself, and I'm sure the whole bundle is not going to cost like $60 or $70 because that's the way it's being interpreted here. But no.
But then you're paying the bundle. It doesn't say you're paying for a bundle. It says you pre-order the game and you get you receive a bundle.
Yeah, because
it's separate.
Right. Whoever wrote that must have got their facts all fucked up because that doesn't make any damn sense.
They're really drunk.
I've read this paragraph like 7 or 8 times over, and it does not seem like it's misconstrued in any way, but yeah, it makes absolutely no sense. But I will say, again, I'll be getting it.
And just if you guys do believe that they're misconstruing on this, if you have the right information here, because this is according to the Daily Mirror here in the UK.
Surprise. There's your problem right there. That's the fucking
so basically, guys, if you do have the right reliable source on this, if you think we're right or wrong on this, give us a call on 760-512-7247 or by clicking on the Skype button and getting in for free. Join in the conversation because we're having a blast talking Gamescom. So any more thoughts on this before we move on to the next part?
I think it's just ridiculous that they're saying you have to pre-order because it almost feels like, hey, let's push pre-order some more and see how far we can actually get it to go. I mean, there's so many companies that already get exclusives, it makes you wonder what they're going to be doing in the future with this if this does become successful for them.
Well, hell, a free PS3 Slim, according to this, with Grand Theft Auto 5, fuck. They're probably going to receive 1 million pre-orders on this thing.
This is true. This is the best pre-order bonus ever in the history of pre-order bonuses.
This is like the deals you would see in a commercial on Rocco's Modern Life. Like this.
Crazy Eddie's video game stand. Like, you pre-order Aggressive Love, get a free PlayStation 3!
Next week's show, we're going to be discussing how Sony's going out of business.
Atlas buys Sony and they're going bankrupt anyway. So let's segue on to this. Apparently the Playroom, billed as a collection of unique experiences but in reality featuring a lot of ideas from the Xbox 360 Connect, has been doing a few years now, will be pre-installed in all PS4s. So I'm going to have a look at this thing, the Playroom. Has anyone heard about this?
No.
I have some very bad memories from the Playroom.
I do too. Sounds something like really, really dirty. Sounds like a really bad J survival horror game. The Playroom. They're like encompassing the souls of dead babies or something like that. And,
oh my God! Wow! Wow!
It's a place. I don't know if for those of you who are unfamiliar with my particular brand of humor, I usually go to the dark place pretty quick.
He goes to the very dark place. That's why I actually put him on this job for hire, because
I live in the dark place.
Apparently the Playroom will be pre-installed on every PS4 at launch, and essentially a bundle of demonstration designed to show off the DualShock 4, PlayStation 4i, and of course the console itself. For example, there's an air hockey game that gives you a feel for controls, an interactive AR bots demo that lets you play with tiny little robots using a DualShock touchpad, accelerometer, that plus a scenario where you can flick away those same bots using your hands in front of the eye. If you have a Sony Xperia device lying around, you can also use a demo to see how it will work with the next-gen console. So that's pretty much what the Playroom is. I'll give you guys the link there at the bottom.
Hold on. We can't hold the double standard here. What if I don't want my PlayStation 4 coming with this game? Why can't I buy a version without it?
Very much. I do agree on that one.
Can I comment? To be fair, that's like asking why is SongStar installed on the latest firmware of the PlayStation 3. And that's been installed for the last year and a half. I don't want it there. It makes me sick, but it's there.
Yeah, but I do agree with Paige on this. It's like the whole issue with the Xbox and the Kinect and the pricing.
Please don't care.
Well, you know what? If there's a huge uphill battle about this and people decide to sign petitions and stuff over this and bitch and moan on the internet, I'll probably take this off.
So you mean that's not going to be there because it's the internet? People are going to bitch and moan about something. I mean, they can't even announce Batman without half the internet.
When I heard that, I fucking went. I literally was sitting there keel over with laugh. They signed a petition. People put out a petition to stop Ben Affleck from being Batman.
A White House petition.
My fucking.
A White House petition. Not just like an online petition, a White House petition. WhiteHouse.gov. Like the President of the United States, if enough people sign it, could see this piece of paper in front of his desk.
He might have to express the American people, telling them that he has passed the law that Ben Affleck can never play Batman.
Fuck Sopper. Ben Affleck's not going to be Batman. We'll take that to the fucking president. Fucking morons.
It's kind of interesting. I mean, to be fair, I've not signed a petition or anything, nor do I condone the petition, but he screwed up Daredevil. What makes him think he can be Batman? The guy's a twig.
But he's so important, you have to put it up to the President of the United States to stop him from being Batman.
No, that's completely ridiculous. That is completely ridiculous.
Obama, I know we've got pressing issues, but Ben Affleck's going to be Batman. Stop him, please.
Question, was it just one place in Texas that writ this petition? I'm just wondering, was it the whole of the United States?
Spearhead George W. Bush.
So here's the thing. So if that petition was put on the White House's website, are they going to put the terrorist level at red? I mean, Jesus Christ, it's just a fucking movie, for God's sake. There's no footage. There's no footage that's been shot yet. It's just a fucking
I love how we got off on this total tangent. I just derailed the podcast by mentioning the B word.
Oh, Christ, moving on.
Do it be perfect if, what was the guy's name? The two people that with Ben Affleck in that,
you mean Matt? Oh, do you mean Kevin Smith and...
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon's Robins would be Kevin Smith. He would be Nightwing.
Oh, the other dude. I think it's Jay and Silent Bob.
Nightwing.
Jay and Silent Bob was Robin and Nightwing. There we go.
That'd be awesome.
So yeah, moving back onto gaming stuff, because apparently, none of this is concerning the President of the United States.
Sorry, Obama.
PlayStation Plus was discussed, and the free trials for free games. PS4 owners can get a free 14-day trial of PlayStation Plus when they get their game, as well as free access to Drive Club and House Marquee's shooter Resogun. Assassin's Creed 3 is also going to be free on the PlayStation Plus soon. Starting tomorrow, if you sign up to PlayStation Plus, Sony will add 90 days to your membership free. So, Paden, what do you think of this? Is it a great incentive?
Nah.
Brandon?
You know what, saying says I was really on the fence about joining PS Plus anyway. This might be enough to finally push me over the edge. I want to play Saints Row 3 really bad, and I don't want to go out and buy a new copy of it. So I'll sign up for PlayStation Plus so I can get it for free. Did Saints Row the 4th come out yet?
It has, yeah.
Came out yesterday.
Okay, well, I might... How much?
No, sorry, Brandon, go for it.
No, I wasn't saying anything. I just want to play Saints Row the 4th.
Sorry, dude. No, there was what was the company called? Silver Bundle, a Humble Bundle. They actually had Saints Row the 3rd and a whole other Deep Silver games there. There was like Dead Island, the sequel Riptide was there as well. You could have got it for like $10 for like all the games.
Was that on PS Plus?
No, this was on PC. If you've got
fuck PC.
Okay, sorry.
I don't have I have PC issues right now. I'm mad at my PC. My PC and I are on speaking terms. We're only talking to each other for downloading purposes.
And porn.
And porn. Downloading movies and porn. That's the only thing I need my PC for right now.
Nick, what about you? What do you think of this? Is it a good deal?
I don't know, because honestly I've looked into the PlayStation Plus, but the problem that I have with it is when you get, it's great that they're giving you an added bonus to sign up, but at the same time, with having to constantly pay to keep your free games, you have to think about, people in the economy, especially, some people, if you lose your job, you have to, if you want to play those games, you basically lose them unless you lose your PlayStation Plus membership. And there's just a lot of different factors that you have to look at. So I really can't see it being a good thing other than just the promos.
This brings us back to the whole digital content distribution argument. If you can't pay the piper, you lose your stuff. It's like an addiction. They give you a freebie, you then have to start paying, and the minute you can't stop paying, they cut you off.
Yeah, and also, if anything can be attested to in terms of Xbox Live Arcade, and Ubisoft had the rights to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Basically, once they lost the rights, you couldn't play online multiplayer anymore on it. Regardless if you had Xbox Live or not. So that I can understand totally in regards to that. If you basically lose your memberships, if they end up losing rights to certain games, certain features aren't going to be allowed to be allocated. So, Shaun, what about you?
Well, I don't particularly care about PlayStation Plus, but my brother, on the other hand, he's been a PlayStation Plus member for 3 years, and his thing is, if you have to pay for Xbox Live, then why not pay for PlayStation Plus and get free games? Which is, logical, if that's one way of looking at it. If I was to pay, I would want my free games, but, that's probably the reason why I'm going to go to PS4 is so I can get PlayStation Plus and get free games instead of paying like 50 quid for Xbox Live.
There's a point you're missing here. Once you go to PS4, your PlayStation Plus membership, any of the games that you initially had, if you still haven't got your PS3, won't be playable, and that means you'll need to purchase them again using the cloud service that Sony have purchased. So that means you getting the games twice. So you've had it free for a while. You're now on PS4, even though they're part of your PlayStation Plus account. Whether or not they're going to be adding that to their cloud service, I doubt. Remember, there's no reverse compatibility on the PS4. The only way of playing the games is remotely.
But didn't they say the only people who are saying that you can't transfer any of your downloadable content from your Xbox is Microsoft. PlayStation haven't actually said that you can't transfer from PS3 as of yet.
No, but it's not about transferring. We need to realise is the cloud service is separate from the PlayStation 4 itself. So any of the games that you were playing on PS3 will not be playable unless you've subscribed to that Sony service. And whether or not any games that you have been given on PlayStation Plus or purchased on PlayStation Plus will transfer to that cloud service is yet to be seen. But I don't see it happening because they haven't said anything. They're just trying to get people on PlayStation Plus, in my opinion, just to get them addicted to the content distribution. And once you're on the content distribution, it's up to them how they play it. If they decide the game's not going to be on the server anymore, that's it, and you've lost it. You know, technically you're not paying for it, you're renting.
Well, so moving on from that, let's go on from Gran Turismo 6 will launch in December 6th. And basically, there's going to be a new initiative out called Vision Gran Turismo that will see many of the world's leading manufacturers creating concept cars for in-game races. Anyone excited for that? Let's go for you, Paden. Are you excited for this? You want to buy Gran Turismo?
No, the only racing game I like is Mario Kart.
You know what? We're one in the same on that one. Brandon?
Yeah, I guess this is kind of interesting. I mean, the biggest racing game I'm most looking forward to is really Drive Club. I think that's a big thing. But you know, Gran Turismo usually delivers their promises in terms of the qualities. They certainly devote a lot of time in their development, so they don't release anything that's ever buggy or anything. So it's going to be a good platform.
Very, very true. So, Lee, what about you? What do you think of this? Do you like Gran Turismo? Would you purchase it?
I have mixed feelings about Gran Turismo because at my heart, I'm a car guy. And I really enjoy exotic cars, very fast cars. Spent my years as a grease monkey. And I loved Gran Turismo 1. It was an amazing game. And Gran Turismo 2 blew my mind away. Gran Turismo 3 came out, and I didn't think it could get any better. And then Gran Turismo 4 came out and proved that. There was a certain point where the games just got too realistic, and they put too much into the game. And I think they kind of forgot about this is supposed to be fun to play while they were, taking pictures of what the backside of the steering wheel looks like for the 3D rendering so you can look in the cockpit. Like, this is supposed to be a game. If they want to sell it as, like, a car museum, don't get me wrong. Like, I use the example of Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers was a cool game, but it kind of evolved into, like, a Nintendo museum. You unlock all the historical things in the historical games. So, am I excited for the new Gran Turismo? Not really. But I am eager to see what it's like when it comes out, because maybe they're going to get things together. Maybe they'll get things straight. But I'm another one. My favorite racing game is Mario Kart. Always was, always will be.
What about you, Paden? Do you believe that can it be compared to, say, Super Smash Brothers? Do you feel that it's going to the point where they're just showing it as a museum?
Well, I feel that's a problem in games in general. They've stopped being about being fun and intriguing and compelling gameplay. Now it's all about, hey, look how nice these graphics are. Look at that shadow. Oh, look how the fish move away when you swim towards them. Oh, look how cool this story is. I mean, I guess story's worth investing into, but games are rarely fun anymore. I think that's why the passion for things these days is gone. Like, the only time people have passion anymore is just because they want to be defendant of a certain side.
Well, I kind of agree because a lot of the games of this generation, well, not a lot, but a fair amount, have been more or less digital interactive movies. I mean, an example of this is Asura's Wrath. That's just literally quick time events, and you mashing buttons just to see what's going to happen next in the story. I can completely agree. Games have stopped being fun. I mean, there have been a few choice games which are still, pretty good in my opinion.
Portal.
Yeah. Well, Portal, yes, very true, very true.
Hey, you sound like Wheelie.
Willie? Who's that?
You want to know who Wheelie is?
Yeah. Who's that guy?
Wheelie was the little robot in Portal 2.
There you go.
Oh, right, okay.
Wasn't he, it wasn't, what was his name? Who was it that voiced him as a British actor, wasn't it?
Stephen Merchant.
Stephen Merchant, that was it.
Yeah. Wow, I sound like Steve Merchant. Awesome.
Comic
A little bit.
Just
A little bit.
Just a little bit. Metal Gear Solid Rising. I mean, yes, there was emphasis on the graphics, but I found that fun to play. I did find that fun to play. There's a few others. I won't go into too much detail now because obviously time constraints. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. The majority of games that have come out, a fair amount of them, have just been literally interactive movies.
What about you, Nick? Do you believe that? Do you think that gaming's just gone a bit downhill now and it's not as fun as it usually is?
I think with a lot of the games, I mean, especially if you have games that have been out for a long time, then yeah, they start to lose the passion because you're just remaking the games over and over again. And that tends to really cut it out.
Very, very true. Travis, what about you?
Oh, that's a tough one because, I mean, I always have been and always will be a gamer. And in terms of Gran Turismo, I have the first game and it's great, but I wouldn't necessarily call myself a fan because I'm more into like the arcade game, racing games like Mario Kart, which has been thrown about here in this conversation, because I'd rather play a game that is fun than something that's just like a simulator or something that just zaps the fun out of it. You know, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's like an ADD part of me, but I need something to keeps my attention. And Gran Turismo, although as popular as it is, it doesn't really satisfy my interest. And games-wise, in general, I really hate the thought of video games as a whole becoming something that's not very fun.
Yeah, that's agreed on that one. You want to actually make a final statement?
Yeah. It's a shame more games can't be like more innovative and more fun. I mean, let's look at Ridge Racer in terms of the evolution of driving games. You know, Ridge Racer Type 4, Ridge Racer 2, Ridge Racer 3, Ridge Racer 1. They were incredibly fun for the PlayStation 1. When PlayStation 2 came out, it turned into a massive turd. In fact, I've not seen a Ridge Racer game in years, probably because it just died out, and it's probably going to be the way of Gran Turismo.
So there you go, guys. Let's segue from that onto our next bit of talk from Sony. This one's just from the UK. Sony are partnering with Virgin Media to offer broadband bundles with dedicated bandwidth for gaming. Seriously big prospect for our country's internet. What do you think about this, Shaun, being a Brit?
I can't get Virgin in my area, so fuck them.
Segueing off that, let's go on. Yeah, you want to go?
Can I have this? Right, I'm what's known as a network security analyst. In regards to them partnering with Virgin, I think it's an incredibly bad idea. It's a selling point, but all it really is just prioritizing traffics and opening ports. To me, it sounds a little bit scary because what that means is they're going to be monitoring gaming traffic even more. I mean, I'd even ask, is it possible to block the ports on, for example, since the cameras are being bundled with PlayStation 1 and Xbox One, my apologies. Sorry, I sinned, and PlayStation 4. I'm wondering whether or not you can block the ports to prevent the cameras from going out over the network. Whether or not it could just be a specific interface to the console itself and just be used to play games. Otherwise, there is a very, very, very severe possibility that the gaming companies are going to be spying on their customers, which they'll say is for marketing purposes. I mean, heck, they've already stated that they're going to be viewing what you're going to be playing and whatnot to determine what your buying habits could be. I mean, this is, in essence, a type of profiling, in my personal opinion. If you're not able to block the cameras on the next-gen consoles, I think we're going to be in for a rough ride as consumers. I think consumer rights is going out the window in a very, very harsh way.
Okay, Lee, what do you think of this? Do you think that it's a good idea to partner up and release certain bandwidth for gaming alone?
See, no, I don't think that's a good idea, but then again, it really doesn't affect me. But I do agree with the consumer rights and the consumer privacy with the games coming with like cameras built in and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So it kind of makes you wonder if they're providing that kind of a deal. It just seems a little bit fishy.
Very, very true. So let's go on to you, Paden. What do you think? I know it don't affect you, but do you think it's a great idea to sort of partner up with a broadband host to partner up with gaming bundles?
Absolutely not. And one thing I believe it was your brother had touched on there, what they're basically doing is prioritizing people, and that's only going to have an adverse effect on the other people who aren't paying this premium. And also, it's just further introducing this idea that they're going to have that these companies could just put this major control on how they charge us for internet. You know, they keep trying to make it so they switch over to where you're doing credits and you're paying for how much you use rather than just paying a monthly fee and using it for whatever you want. The really fun days not only gone from gaming, but the fun days of the internet are dying too. You know, Napster dying was the first bit of it to go down, and it's just been downhill ever since.
Very much so. Let's basically go off of that, quickly moving on to a positive subject. There's finally a release date for the PS4, and it was announced in North America it would be November the 15th, and Europe, including the UK, it's November 29th. So it looks like the Americans get it first.
As per usual.
That's right.
Fucking Yanks.
That's right.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Holy moly.
Know your betters. That's right. We shook off the yoke of a British oppression so we can get video game consoles first. Yes.
Okay, this isn't Assassin's Creed, people.
This is the true United States.
This is Assassin's Creed 3 all over again.
Or is it just a testament to how easily Americans part with their money?
Yes, this is true.
Americans are known for buying the new shiny thing that's ingrained in our culture. So I think they're just going to take advantage of that.
And you know what Americans like even more? Being first.
Well, yeah, that kind of goes without saying.
Fuck yes.
Question, does it also work with your partners? I mean, the American guys, they don't want to be first, right? In terms of finishing. I mean, they all want
No,
to
we don't care. If a woman gets off, it just happens to be. That's bonus. We're getting ours no matter what.
Yeah, he just unloads and goes, America! Fuck yeah!
What do you mean there's more? I finished. I mean, sorry, my 2 minutes wasn't enough for you.
Oh my god, what are we going into?
Hey, he started it, man. He brought up a point, and keeps it real, bro.
He gave you a huge jump-off point. Speaking of release, let's go on to the the Xbox One Gamescom, the 10 big things that are coming off from Xbox One in terms of Call of Duty. We've got Fable, FIFA 14, and all those other little bits and pieces. So let's go on that.
But no release date.
Microsoft has
12/13, telling you that's when it's coming out.
Microsoft has made a real effort with the Xbox One to make gaming a more social experience. And I use that very sarcastically. There will be trending games, recommendations, editor picks, special achievements, and challenges. On top of this, gamers will be able to upload and share gameplay footage online. So you guys are happy with that? Do you like the social experience, Paden? Do you think usually?
I gotta say, the whole social experience, that just seems like it's a buzz term. But I will say that one of the biggest things that I miss is theater mode from Halo. I spent many days playing Halo late into the night, had a blast with my friends, and it was just the other day I was able to throw in my Halo 3 disc and watch some of the, half-mile-long laser snipes I did, and all that different stuff is awesome to have. So to provide a way for you to relive those gaming experiences, that's wonderful. As far as the social aspect to it, yeah, it's cool to share it with your friends, but again, I think that's just a buzz term. And it's going to be one of those things, we're going to have to see how that plays out. But it is very interesting that they're going that way.
What about you, Paden? What do you think?
I think he said it very well. I'm not going to add anything to that.
Cool. Can I? Yeah, go for it.
I'm a bit worried about the whole social aspect of this, because I'm wondering, how are you going to be able to limit things? I mean, what if you don't want people looking at stuff? I mean, can you imagine how much of an arse it's going to be for a troll to come on while you're playing and start criticizing you? You're not doing it right, you're not doing it right, you're not doing it right, until you give up the game and then let them play it. For example, the PlayStation 4. You could actually have a friend take over your game. That to me seems a bit, Well, redundant.
Isn't that with the PS4 as well? A friend can actually show you how to play.
That is the PS4.
That's the PS4. We're on the Xbox One now, though.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I'm sinning again!
He is sinning. He's not listening.
I don't think the biggest fear we have is somebody taking your failure footage and making a YouTube compilation. I'm really not that worried about that.
Very true.
It's not the compilation. It's the trolling. Like you're trying to play the game and there's some asshat on the other end going.
Well,
we are talking about the internet. You're not going to get away from asshats.
La 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 la. That's the internet in a whole nutshell there. Call of Duty Ghosts will be even quicker and smoother on the Xbox One with the Xbox Live Cloud. This means that there'll be a dedicated service for Xbox One players. Nick, give us your take on this. Do you think, do you want to see the Xbox One Cloud? Do you think that it'll be smoother and quicker for you?
I think that if you were into, wanting to have people seeing what you're doing, how you're playing a game, whatever, fine. But for me, I don't want to have people see me crash and burn while I'm trying to play a game. I think that there's going to be some people who are going to want it, but for the most part, I don't see a lot of people who are going to say, this is a great part. And especially when you were talking about the trolling, yeah, I could see that getting worse because you don't know how many people would actually take footage and put it on YouTube and make you look like a complete moron because in all reality, on the internet, we're all just faceless names, including on their games. And that makes it even more socially acceptable in some of these people's eyes to do some of these things. So no, having a crowd is not a good thing for a lot of people, I think.
Yeah. So what about you, Paden? What do you think of the buzzword cloud gaming? Does it make you stand up? Brandon?
Oh man, I wish I could sum up my thoughts in a Mr. Chang quote too. But I'm gonna use a quote from my second favorite character on Community. Pop pop. I'm in favor of cloud gaming, just because it's a technological revolution.
Is it fancy?
Oh no, it's
happy clouds. I like happy clouds.
It's not a technological revolution. It's an amalgamation of all technologies. It's only just now implementable over the WAN or wide area network because we've got faster network connections. I mean, all it really is a type of remote desktop or streaming.
Thank you very much, Captain fucking Buzzkill.
Network, suck it.
If I could be serious for a minute, what it's taking away is it's taking away one more time the side-by-side multiplayer. Not necessarily split screen, however you want to do it, but I miss playing with someone sitting next to me, and it's getting harder and harder to play a game.
Yeah.
Because what you want to do is force you to play with someone else over at their house, so each person has to buy a system and the game and an online subscription, so they're getting double instead of just one.
That's the problem. There needs to be choice, and I've said this more times than once. I remember we were highlighting this in terms of the whole Batman Arkham Origins game, that the port on the Wii U is not going to have multiplayer because it does not have the online functionality to support it, which is bullshit. There's still local multiplayer. They should allow local multiplayer on the game. You don't need to basically have an online facility for that. It should be a choice. I choose to play with people online, or I choose to play with people at home. It's simple as.
Hey, you know who strongly supports local multiplayer?
Who's that?
Nintendo!
Oh, God.
I still hate them for my YouTube channel.
Yeah. You know what, though? I think a good point needs to be made about that, because we don't often discuss Nintendo, or we discuss mostly PlayStation, Sony, Microsoft, and their Xbox. But I read a very interesting article not very long ago about how they kind of made the analogy that Nintendo was like the father, the dad of the industry. How he does everything right, and he's very clean cut, and he's very honorable. And then, the Sony PlayStation came in, and then a little bit later, the Xbox came in, and they were like, the teenage years or the college years where you go have fun and party and play GTA. But at the end of the day, it seems like everybody keeps going back to Nintendo. And you got to give credit for the quality products that the polish they put on their games. And even though we're sitting and discussing that stuff, we always use Nintendo as kind of like the control and the reference for those things. And I think that's a testament to their skill in creating games.
I totally agree with you, but on a sense, the only thing that I disagree with Nintendo is they're demonizing the internet. Especially with the Smash Brothers incident that's happened so far, where they're like, oh, it's been leaked, we're not going to add this functionality into the game, there's going to be no videos, no cutscenes, no story mode, because of the fact that it was leaked before. It's like, get over your fucking self. Yes, the internet is a scary place, but Nintendo have to catch up with that. They have to keep up with the Kardashians. We're not saying basically, implement a huge facility for it, just give people the option to play it. They was just as bad as, say, Microsoft, in a sense, because of the fact that they're restricting you to local play. They're not giving you an entire facility for online play if you choose to use it. Hence the reason why they're eliminating a good chunk of their audience.
Got us, we're pretty butthurt about it.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I want to kind of add to this. I personally think yes, oppressionism in any form is wrong, especially not giving the consumer the choice of, what they want to do, either play it locally with a friend or online. But I believe that Nintendo kind of have, shall we say, a hidden sore about this, because their third-party support is almost non-existent. So if anything, that in my opinion, they're just being a bit anal regarding their own IPs. They just want to protect it, and they're kind of screaming at anyone who mentions anything about it. Maybe coming out or referencing anything to do with them. No, it's mine. It's mine. Kind of scenario.
I don't fault Nintendo for that. I mean, you got to kind of take a step back and look at the broader picture. Nintendo has 15 to 20 years on Sony and Microsoft, respectively, in the industry.
Yep.
Look at all the things that happened with Nintendo in the 80s, with the Universal versus Donkey Kong. The Universal Studios versus Nintendo regarding the Donkey Kong license.
Yeah, because...
Look at Tengen. Whenever, there was that big lawsuit with Tengen, Nintendo has learned a lot of very hard lessons in the gaming industry over the years. So if they're a little bit cautious, if they're a little bit protective of their IPs, I do feel they have every right to do it, because at the end of the day, we might have to wait a while, but damn well when you go pick up that new Mario, that new Zelda, that new Mario Kart or Smash Brothers, that you're in for a good time.
Agreed, but let's segue off that quickly onto the rest of this Xbox coverage. Xbox are trying to encourage smaller independent games publishers with their new self-published service called ID at Xbox. It is a new program that will target, support and showcase independent developers on the Xbox One platform. All registered developers will be given 2 free Xbox One development kits, full access to platform staples such as Kinect compatibility, and the entire Xbox Live toolset includes smart glass, multiplayer support, achievements, and game scores. So what do you guys think of that?
Meh.
Paden, what about you?
That is one big pile of shit.
We've reached the part of the show where Paden gets bored and just plays with the soundboard.
After this, I recommend we all register ourselves as a development company.
Yeah, right? Can we count ourselves as a development studio?
That's it, just to get free consoles.
I do believe it's open to anyone, so you can do that.
I'd be happy with E3 tickets.
Yeah, same here.
That's your first step. That's your first step.
I got gameplay games. Yeah, take over the world. IGG development kits, and we'll just go over to Sony's. Like, we have Xbox development kits, so can we have the Sony ones? Yep, of course. Are you developing any games at the moment? Not really, but we just.
Well, we're working on something really big. It's the next Halo.
And it's just dicks.
No, that's it. Yeah, the wonderful world of Dick.
Yeah, it's just loaded.
Has anybody made the connection that this is just like a Band-Aid for their PR campaign?
Yes.
With what they did on Xbox 360 Arcade?
Absolutely.
Of course. It's their way to sort of like, oh, you want indie developers? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do you one better, and we'll invite anybody onto our platform.
You're an indie developer! You're an indie developer! You're an indie developer! We're all indie developers! Like they're Oprah or some shit.
Free house.
You get a free Xbox. You get a free Xbox. Everybody gets a free Xbox
with GTA 5.
Yeah, please. Don't even get me started. You just gave me a heart attack even thinking about that.
Rise, Son of Rome. Rise, Son of Rome multiplayer mode has been announced. The Roman warrior mode called Gladiator, no, that doesn't have Russell Crowe in it, where you have to rack explosive kills in an arena to keep booing audiences entertained. Are you not sports entertained? You'll
Makes me feel like fighting.
You team up to enter an arena, slaughter enemies in order to fill an audience and their entertainment meters. Brandon, do you think you're going to go into an arena and slaughter people?
Oh, hell yeah. No, I was buying this game the second they said it was set in the Roman Imperial era. That's like my nerd boner period of history that I'm most nerd bonerish about. So I was sold on Rise from that. The fact that they're adding this multiplayer element to it, yeah, no, it's just icing on the cake. Actually, it's the blowjob on top of the icing on the cake.
Oh my dear God.
That's some good icing.
I'm telling you.
Extra chunky.
No, that's fucking good icing.
No, I like my vanilla icing, okay? All right?
Baby.
Maybe some sprinkles.
Vanilla ice, baby.
Some funfetti.
Do you like it to go?
I do like it to go. In my mouth. He just knows how to set me up. Like, I know what he's going for, I know what he wants, and I'm just giving it to him. I'm giving it to him all.
Like any good rapist.
I know.
Oh, it all comes back around.
Hey, call back.
Tune in next week for the I Got Gameplay apology.
I never apologize.
I'm back on this show again.
Call of Duty Ghosts has a new multiplayer mode called Blitz. It will see players fighting for control of opposing side locations. When players reach a specific area in the enemy camp, they score and are transported back to their starting point. So we'll go with you, Lee. What do you think of this?
I haven't read up on that one yet.
It's sort of like capture the flag, basically.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that sounded really familiar to me. I'm like, wait.
I've never heard of this capture the flag before.
What is this CTF you speak of? Capture the flag? I mean, that's really the one thing that Call of Duty multiplayer didn't have, so now they're just basically giving us a version of that.
Yes.
To appease all the CTF heads out there like myself that just like a good old game of capture the flag with guns.
Call of Duty has capture the flag.
Does it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Did it? I don't even remember.
I would actually refer to this as sort of command and conquer. So literally you're taking over their side, taking over their weaponry, and taking over their shit. So it's...
This is basically every other multiplayer... I mean, hasn't really every multiplayer genre or game type been invented already?
I'm pretty sure that play type was in Perfect Dark for Nintendo 64, so I don't think it's anything new.
They probably have been playing old games just to see if they could actually get anything new out of it.
Actually, correction, I've just thought of a multiplayer capture the flag-esque kind of thing. First person to get teabagged loses.
That happens all the time. Brandon probably does that on a regular basis to like 5-year-olds.
So what are you going to do when your game ends in 5 seconds? Because I'm just caustic when I go out there and play. I don't really play with any strategy. I just run and gun, and if I get shot in the head, so be it.
Just like that little 5-year-old sitting there going, "Fuck you!" and then Brandon shoots him in the head and then teabags him and his dog.
No, I'm a sniper more than anything. I'm a camper. It's a legitimate strategy.
There's no such thing as camping. It's tactical sitting.
Exactly. Tactical waiting.
Shaun is actually the expert on practical sitting. He does that all the time.
Pretty much.
I would call that aggressive fear.
Yeah, my lord.
The Division, which is being released on multiple platforms, will have an Xbox One exclusive content, despite developers denying it last week. The specific benefits of the Xbox One will be announced to a nearer release date. Nick, what do you think of this? Do you feel that a game like The Division should have an Xbox One exclusive content, or do you feel that that's just ridiculous? They shouldn't have that.
I think exclusive content for any system by itself is ridiculous because it's kind of like when you go to the pre-order where you have to go to a certain store to get a certain pre-order bonus. Then you want to get it later on. You're going to get charged a fee. And if they're going to do this, it's it's just ripping the gamer off, and it makes you not want to buy the console even more or that game.
What about you, Paden? What do you think on this? Do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea?
Well, I want to give a shout out to Gamer2000, who is in the chat room. He just dropped, unlike Sony, Xbox One has 23 launch games that are primarily big studio games. Sony is launching with way too many indie titles, and I think I kind of have to agree with him. Microsoft is really pulling all the stops with all their launch titles. You know, they got all their big franchises to come out. Sony, most of their big franchises are the ones that are carrying over from late PS3 releases. Most of the launch titles are no-name stuff.
Totally agreed. We have to agree with you on that one, mate. That is completely and utterly true, and something that Microsoft is getting right here. So kudos. So what are your opinions on these, ladies and gents? Do you think that Sony is basically shooting themselves in the foot by producing tons of indie titles, or that the Xbox One is basically being biased for the DLC practices? Let us know by giving us a call on 760-512-7247. That's 760-512-7247. Or you can contact us using the Skype button or on the chat, as Paden is helping us out, checking out the chat box there for us. So, what do you think?
You know, I hate to be that guy.
Go for it, Lee.
But the Nintendo Wii U released with Super Mario Brothers Wii U, and it was awesome.
Very true.
Your point being what?
But if you're looking at titles, the Wii U didn't have that many titles. That's one of the problems with the console at the moment, was the fact that fans were yearning for more content, and Nintendo have yet to deliver, giving us a bundle of excuses instead.
Yeah, that's to each his own kind of thing, because, okay, so Nintendo released with, you know, one or two amazing titles, and then Sony's releasing a plethora of indie games and no names. So it's kind of like both sides. I'm not really arguing the fact that either is better or worse, but it's kind of obvious where my loyalties lie.
No, of course. And again, being a Nintendo fan myself, even though I'm pretty butthurt, the fact is, I do believe that the console itself is a very child-friendly console, and it's a very family-friendly console, and I love the localized gameplay. I just feel there are stuff that needs to be worked on in order for Nintendo to actually make the console sort of cross-platform in the sense that it appeals to all types of gamers. Sony and Microsoft are attempting to appeal to the family type of gamers, but are actually mostly seen as gamer-type consoles. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah, see, there's 2 points I want to make here. First of all, if you're a guy who doesn't really have much, and that would be me in terms of income, right? The money that you're going to want to spend is going to want to be valuable. And in that same sense, you want to make sure that your rights are being respected. Now, granted, Sony are releasing a lot of indie games. Not all indie games. I mean, there are quite a lot of Sony-made games coming out. For example, Second Son, Infamous. I would want to go the PlayStation route, personally. I mean, yes, Microsoft have got all the big-name titles, but, you know, at the end of the day, you can put whipped cream on a cock. You're still getting fucked in the asshole. Why? Because of the...
That's an awesome analogy. Keep going, man.
That is...
Never heard that one before.
First for the I Got Gameplay franchise. He has basically outcocked a lot of us here. Outcocked.
And the second point I want to make, Sony, and you guys can check this in terms of the markets. I don't know how familiar you guys are in terms of the stock markets. Sony as a whole are in trouble in Japan, and if Sony fail, when I say in trouble, I'm talking about the laptop sales, the TV sales, mainly any Sony product that isn't gaming. I mean, gaming is the only market for them which is still providing revenue.
Apart from giving away, like, PS3 Slims.
Apparently. Anyway, if they're more desperate, they obviously want to increase their revenue, and that means that they're looking to respect the customer more than Microsoft are. I mean, Microsoft are saying, well, we have got all these heavy hitters. If you want the heavy hitters, come and purchase the console that's potentially going to screw you up in terms of you owning your content. I'm going to go Sony.
Well, just so we can cut this conversation short, I'm going to quickly push us forward now because we've got a lot to cover and we've only got about 20 minutes or so left live. So let's keep going.
Sorry.
That's fine. We do have some extra time, but I want to get at least the meat out of this. Fable Legends has been announced, and the early gameplay reviews say it's the best yet. You can play as a hero or as a villain, and during a match, one player controls a villain and the other free challenges them. The villain views the game from the top-down perspective and can place traps for enemies. So basically, they've got a new multiplayer function which allows you as the villain to place traps for all the heroes who are trying to go after you. What do you think of that, guys? Brandon, you're an Xbox fan.
Yeah, I'm a late comer to the Halo. I almost called it Halo. I'm a late comer to the Fable series. I only played the third one. I loved the shit out of that game. So this is certainly something I would absolutely want to look forward to because we really weren't allowed to be a villain in Fable. You could do nefarious actions and that affect you, but you were still playing as a guy who was trying to be good, whether or not you just wanted to be an asshole the entire time and, father countless bastard children or punt orphans or do whatever stuff like that. You really couldn't be a villain.
I fathered them, killed their mothers, and then sent them all to the orphanage.
Nice.
I was just
this is going to be something I'm looking forward to. It'll be interesting to see how they take the franchise now that Peter Molyneux isn't really the driving force behind it anymore because he's not at Lionhead anymore. So maybe
he was the Don Matrick of those years.
He was. I mean, that's his Fable is really his baby. So it's going to be interesting now to see how the franchise evolves without the father of the franchise.
Sean, what about you? What do you think?
Fable bored me. As long as they change up the control scheme other than pushing A, then I may be interested because, it's Fable.
Travis?
I'm not really a Fable fan, so I couldn't really add anything to this.
Can I add something?
Yeah, go for it.
Fable's only good after the first two. After that, 3 was a little bit samey for me, which you had the benefit of experiencing because you experienced everything that we already experienced in 1 and 2. I hope that they change Fable up. If they don't change it up and go to something new, they're just going to alienate all of the loyal fans, in my opinion.
Well, but in a sense, it's just like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's probably what they're thinking.
Rinse and repeat.
It is, rinse
The
and
hands
repeat.
are still dirty.
Microsoft boasted football has a new home on the Xbox. Well, they may be right with FIFA 14's new mode. Ultimate Team Mode. You can play with the sporting legends of yesteryear exclusively on Xbox. Brandon, what do you think?
Wait, repeat that one more time? I was reading a text message.
You basically have an ultimate team mode.
Soccer.
No, he's a huge football fan.
I'm a football fan, sir. Glory, glory, Man United. Manchester marches on, okay?
Here you go. He basically, what they're saying is they have an ultimate team mode where you can play with sporting legends of yesteryear.
This isn't going to really... I'm probably going to buy my copy of FIFA on PlayStation anyway, just because my preferred console of choice for that game. But I guess it's good to have an incentive if I wanted to. But I'm pretty much 99% sure I'm going to play on PlayStation.
Sean, you're a huge football fan. What do you think?
FIFA can suck a dick. I'm getting PES this year.
Really?
I've had enough of FIFA, man. I've snapped like 3 discs in the past year and a half since FIFA 13's been out, so yeah.
What? How are you playing? Jesus, how are you playing this game? You're reacting so violently.
It's Ultimate Team. What I said to Game, the UK retailer here, I said FIFA causes nothing but debt. That's all it is. It causes nothing but debt. That's how stressed out you get with FIFA and Ultimate Team and the crap that they spew out every year.
I never fuck with that shit.
Game Pro Evolution Soccer.
Yep.
Wow.
That's the business.
Let's go on to Ubisoft's latest Kinect title. They've said that they have announced that Fighter Within will be an Xbox One title that uses Kinect 2 sensors to control on-screen battles. Your punches, kicks, and other trigger movements will translate into attacks for the game's on-screen avatar. Does anyone give a fuck?
No, not really. I remember seeing an advertisement for that in was it Game Fan in 2004 for a peripheral for the Sega Genesis?
The Activator.
Yeah, the Activator. There you go. Thank you. That's awesome.
What, the Activator or the Kinect?
Well,
What, they gave it a different name, and it's all, I'm going to spend a couple $100 on it?
I don't know if this is true, but apparently, and finally and most importantly, when you pre-order an Xbox One, you will be given a copy of FIFA 14 for free as part of your bundle.
You only get it if you get the day one console. It's only part of the day one console.
Yeah.
What?
So are you going to buy it with the day one, Brandon, or you just no?
Oh, well, fuck, now I might have to.
It's only in Europe.
Oh, really? God damn it.
Yeah.
Boo. Do I get a free copy of Madden at least?
Are you going to boo Earns? You're going to boo Earns?
Boo Earns.
Boo Earns.
I was saying Boo Earns.
So let's go on from that, segue off from the Xbox now to EA's Games Conference and touch on that a little bit. Valve also, just going off topic quickly, have announced Left 4 Dead 3.
Oh, thank God.
So they're
reloading. Is it this gen or next gen?
It's going to be next gen.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So there you go on that one.
Every time Valve announces a game and it's not Half-Life 3, they just keep going further down the toilet, in my opinion.
No, I think they're doing exactly the opposite. They keep on getting godlier and godlier because they know that's what people want. They're trolling trolls.
Keep your bombs, I want my gravity gun back.
I've been waiting for Left 4 Dead 3 for ages, man.
Yep.
Yeah, remember when they had that Fox trailer come out with all those mums and guns?
Wait, for how long have you been waiting for Left 4 Dead 3?
Since the beginning of last year.
Okay, when was Half-Life 2 Episode 2 released?
Yes, 2008. Yes, right. Yes, we know.
He's agreeing with you, Lee. He's actually humbled.
No, actually, hold on. It was way before that. I think 2005 was when the Xbox...
It was a long time before that.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
He's agreeing with me because he's a sensible man, he's a good gamer, and he knows what he's talking about.
I'm just telling you, man, they're trolling you. Half-Life 3 is dumb. They're still pissed off about the source code being leaked, so they're just going to troll the trolls and just say, we know they want it. We're not going to give it to them.
So let's go for the EA conference quickly. Peggle 2 was announced, coming out first on Xbox. It kind of looks like Peggle, so that's it.
I'm excited. Not only does it look like Peggle, but now the characters that sit up in the little bubble on the screen, they're going to be fully animated. They're going to have actual personalities, and maybe they'll even talk. It's going to be cool.
Are you being sarcastic? You're actually being true to that?
No, I'm being honest. I love Peggle.
Paden's all about Peggle.
We have a Peggle fan.
PopCap makes a good game, I'll tell you.
That's true, but Don Matrix at the helm of them now, so they'll probably end up stealing your data or something and being Kinect compatible. But yeah, Peggle 2. Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare is coming out for the Xbox. It's a little childish game. It's pretty awesome, and you play zombies or plants. Travis, what do you think of that?
Can you repeat that again because you kind of cut out on my end?
Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare is coming out, and it's basically you play as plants or zombies, and it's pretty much like first-person shooters.
Oh, yeah. I saw that E3 conference. I actually would give it a shot because it's pretty nice that they're taking one of the coolest puzzle games and they're putting a new spin on it. Shit, yeah, I mean, is that coming out to PS4 or is it going to be an Xbox One exclusive?
Xbox One exclusive.
Then fuck it, who cares?
Nick, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I like the idea of playing as the zombies, but if it's an exclusive, I'm kind of hesitant on that one, actually. I kind of like to see it on cross-platforms more than anything else.
Very true. Need for Speed Rivals was announced. Plenty of new career modes, personalization, progression options to choose from. They also boasted about the game destroys the line between single player and multiplayer. Destroys the line, like they're impregnating someone. We'll destroy your line.
No. What that means is both players have to control the car. So you're the steering wheel, the other guys are shifting it.
Oh, please not. If it's Mario Kart Double Dash with steroids, then we've got a problem. I think we've lost Lee there for a second. Hopefully he'll be back in a sec. Okay, Paden, what do you think? You like it? Do you care about Need for Speed? I know you're a Mario Kart fan. You don't really.
Yeah, no, man, we've been over this. But to go back to the Plants vs. Zombies thing, I think that's awesome. I was a huge fan of the first game. In the first one, you can only play as plants. And now you're going to be able to play as plants or the zombies. I think that's a neat little spin to it. There's no way that this is going to remain just an Xbox One exclusive. Maybe it'll be released as an Xbox One exclusive, but within a number of months, I guarantee you'll see it on PS4, on Nintendo, on Mac, on PC, on iOS, on Android. It'll be everywhere.
Very much so. Let's quickly follow through on this. UFC has basically been taken by his big dogs. It's looking awesome. It's on pre-alpha stage at the moment. The characters look freshly digitized. The fighters look pretty much the same as they do on TV. Apparently it looks worthwhile. What do you guys think on that? Do you like UFC? I know, Brandon, you're an MMA fan. What do you think?
Oh, fuck yes. I cannot wait for this game. As soon as EA made that announcement, I think it was last year's E3 was when they finally, it was right after THQ went down and, there was that great scrambling of properties. That was the first property, I think, that THQ lost. So believe me, I cannot wait for this game. 2014 cannot come fast enough.
And also, FIFA Mobile is going to be free to play next year as well. So that's good for you football gamers who like to play FIFA on the toilet.
Yeah, but it's going to be free to play, but then there's going to be all sorts of microtransactions. That's how they'll fuck you.
Yes.
This is EA we're talking about here. Nothing's totally free with them.
Yeah, to buy the ball, you need to spend an extra £1.38. Otherwise,
for each game, game of FIFA that you want to play. You have to buy
so they have people playing soccer on mobile phones?
Yes.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yes.
What swipe motion do you do to feign a knee injury?
It's like a Z.
You just squash them like a bug.
No, you drop your phone. That's what you do.
Drop it in the toilet. Oh, shit.
Exactly.
Is your phone damaged? No, he's fucking faking a knee injury.
He dived! That fucking diver!
Red card!
Titanfall was shown off with some extremely impressive gameplay footage. If you're a fan of shooters, basically they've talked about this in E3. You guys know about what this game's about. Again, what do you guys think of this? Do you like it?
Shut up and take my money. That's all I'm going to say about Titanfall.
Wait, what is the game again?
Titanfall. You know the one where you're playing as first-person shooter, and then you actually have some levels of the game as a mech as well.
No, I think you'll be scrounging for the mechs. You scrounge for the mechs.
And no, you can have literally player versus mech and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you scrounge for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So any thoughts on that, guys?
If I get to play as a mech, hell yeah.
Yeah, shut up and take my money already.
Neo Genesis. I'll be just pretending Neo Genesis Evangelion throughout the whole thing. Evangelion. There you go. See, there's another reason why you need to be on the podcast with me tomorrow. Dragon Age Inquisition is out late next year, and players will have to make choices like saving burning villages. As part of Inquisition, you have more power and options to basically either save the world or watch it burn.
Hell yeah.
What do you think, Nick? Do you like this?
I love that idea. I mean, I love being the total a-hole in a game, and that is the perfect thing for someone like me.
I could probably see that happen. Shaun, who's usually on the show with us, hasn't been on for a while. He always says he likes to be the asshole that watches the world burn. So there we go. What about you, Travis? Do you like that idea? Do you want to have a choice between saving people's lives or killing them?
Oh, I love that choice because, I mean, granted, if you're playing, okay, this kind of goes back to how you play Grand Theft Auto. I mean, you can play it straight, or you can just be the dickhead who just runs over people and kills random strangers and all that. I mean, I love this idea of that you can either be good or you can be bad. So, yeah, I'm pretty open to it. Really evil.
Yeah, I would be too. Do you want to do the evil laugh? Go on.
I want to be an evil bastard.
Sims 4, the next widely popular Sims series, has been made even bigger, more complicated than ever before. Sims are now so realistic it's almost uncanny, and they have new emotion controls and aspirations. Anyone give a shit?
No. Oh my god.
Kinda, maybe. We'll see. The Sims is one of those games that like I wait till about 5 or 6 expansions comes out and see what new things they add to it.
It's a cancer in the industry. It's a cancer and it's growing.
Why?
It's a cancer in my life, maybe. I mean, when I play The Sims, I can't get anything done in my life. I mean, I can't get anything done in my life normally, but especially when I play The Sims, it's like 8 to 10 hours of my life gone.
Well, I do purposely move the toilet to watch my sim piss itself, but that's pretty much it.
that was the best part.
And I do love screwing up relationships as well. I literally have the woman fall in love with the dog, so the husband like cries in his bed.
How do you do that one?
I just want to bang Katy Perry. That's what I want to do. I mean, Paden told me about this, and I've been I would go back, try and find Katy Perry, but can't find Katy Perry.
No, I didn't start singing that. If you start singing that, I will kick you off the show. Right.
What is he gonna start singing Supernatural?
No, he's going to sing Fireworks.
Oh. Oh no. Sorry.
Anyway, FIFA 14. We heard about that. They say it's going to be one of the biggest franchises known to man. So they're going to have 100 in-game cameras positioned around the pitch, so players can watch different types of replays. Yay! Great. Battlefield 4 should be one of the most popular games this year, and producers said that Battlefield takes on a life of its own with Levolution. No two games are ever going to be the same. They said in the conference there's a new mode called Obliteration, which includes random bomb spawning. Basically, you are tasked at destroying enemy targets before they get to yours, and you have one bomb between you. Sounds really messy.
Really? There's only one first-person shooter game I'm looking forward to from a year, and that's Battlefront 3.
There you go. What about the rest of the panel? What do you guys think?
I thought the building collapsing was cool.
I did too, and also the fact that if I was basically leading the charge on my tablet and people were asking me where to go, I probably would have left them in that building and let it fall down on them. Just saying. I'm a dick. I know. Moving on from that, guys, that's pretty much it from Gamescom. Everything that you guys need to know. If you want to check out more, you can check it out on my YouTube channel, of course, youtube.com/TheNerdGenius. If you want to go back and watch other episodes, you can download I Got Gameplay on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and of course Blog Talk Radio. And so let's go on to plugs. So we'll go first with Mr. Mike Paden.
And Zune. You forgot Zune.
And Blackberry Podcast.
And Blackberry Podcast. And the
Angel Fire.
Come on now.
Always Angel Fire. I have an Angel Fire page.
You haven't had me on this show. You haven't been able to plug our Angel Fire page.
Of course.
It's that hit counter is still in triple digits, man.
Yeah, and we were talking about getting the IGG game studio up. Obviously, the first game we have to get that Klingon Buttholes Tariffs game up.
I thought it was IGG Films.
Klingon Butthole Manager 2014.
No.
Hard to sell, buy, and rape.
No.
Oh, here we go again.
Cooking drugs and then going out and dealing it.
No. Klingon Buttholes was the first ever IGG game idea.
Okay.
Yes. Klingon Butthole Management. Klingon Butthole Tariff Simulator 2014.
This is what we spent my plug doing. Just stay tuned to Mega Powers Radio, folks. Go to megapowersradio.com. We got cool shows going on almost every night. Shows on wrestling, shows on celebrities, sports news. It's all there, man. Stay tuned. megapowersradio.com every night. Listen to us. Good night, folks.
Brandon?
Yeah, okay. So I'm doing podcasts a lot. So Tuesday on this show, Geek Speak, talking about geeky type things and whatever else I want to talk about for 2 hours. Wednesdays on Dream Elite Radio, blogtalkradio.com/Dream Elite, Sportaholics Anonymous. Thursday, Podcast Thursdays are back. That's right, I'm pulling double duty, bitches. I'm debuting my new show. It's going to be, news and topics related to the world today. Time to get controversial with me and Jimmy Von Mooney. That is Thursday from 7 o'clock to right up until 9 o'clock when I do Keeping Kayfabe live. And then I don't do anything on Friday.
Thank God, otherwise you'll be dead.
Yeah, I'm going to really spread myself thin here. Other than that, just like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. Send me money. Shut up and buy my new record.
Called A Brandon All Hope.
Yes, A Brandon All Hope, all ye who enter here.
Sean, next.
Just follow me on Twitter at SeanC2K37. And yeah.
What about your YouTube channel?
YouTube channel is under maintenance at the moment.
Wait for Pokemon video, Sean.
When I get my broadband sorted.
Screw you. Anyway, Lee.
He needs Pokemon.
Don't follow me, please. But nothing to promote. But if you want to see some funny videos, I got some funny gameplay videos on my YouTube channel. VG Master 337 is my channel's name. And everybody,
VG Masters 1 through 336 were taken.
You know, I always want to come up with a witty comment for that, but no.
I'm fucking with you.
Nope, my name is Lee, so if you flip it upside down and backwards, it's 337. That's why.
Oh. Mind blown.
Yeah, I know,
But
right?
you all just need to get off of it because, you know, shooting guns and stuff is fun, but at the end of the day, you're always going to have more fun stomping on a Goomba.
There you go. And Nick?
You guys can check me out at Nick T. Wolf on YouTube or on Facebook at Nick T. Wolf. YouTube as well. I just do a lot of game reviews, talk about my life, just a lot of different stuff. I got some new content that's going to be coming out probably in the next week or two.
And Travis, last but not least.
You can find me on Twitter at Travis Goss Travis Goss79. Facebook, it is Travis.Goss.3. And this couple days ago, I launched a new YouTube series called Rose-Colored Reviews, where I look at video games, TV shows, and movies that I grew up with and see if they still stand the test of time and look through them with rose-colored lenses. And the first video launched was for Keystone Keepers. Hey, I made good.
And also check out fanboysons.com, Mega Powers Radio, and remember guys to like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channels, and make sure you tune in next week for Saturday's episode of I Got Gameplay at 8 p.m, where hopefully we'll have the same panel or host. If not, we'll have a huge mixed bag, as we have loads of people who are interested in the show, of course, and hosting and their bits and pieces. And if you want to leave a message for us, you can do on facebook.com/I Got Gameplay. And remember tomorrow to check out Mega Powers Radio's new show, Otaku Nation, with myself and my brother here, who will be going and talking about Shonen Jump and everything about the shows that actually spawned from that magazine. So we'll give you an in-depth analysis, talk about some otaku news, and basically be the one-stop source for anime every month. So make sure that you check that out, guys. It's a new show, and we want to make sure that it's a success. So, and just to remember that myself, for Travis Goss, for Nick Enderle, for Lee Garasich, for Brandon Liggan, for Shaun Walker, for Mike Paden, let you know that we've got gameplay. Have you?
You fucking had one job.